Valentina Trespalacios had it all, a thriving DJ career, and a future full of promise. But just days after moving in with her new boyfriend, an American man she thought she could trust, her dreams came to a sudden, horrifying end. Police found her body in horrible condition, stuffed inside a blue suitcase, dumped like trash in a Bogotá dumpster. Her head wedged under the lid, wrapped in tape, strangled, beaten, burned. And the man responsible? Not a stranger, not a jealous fan, the man she trusted most. This is the disturbing true story of how love turned into obsession, how a controlling man from the US became her worst nightmare, and how police across borders raced to bring him to justice. Valentina Trespalacios was only 23 years old, born in Bogotá in 2001. She was bright, outgoing, and had a passion for electronic music. When most people her age were still figuring things out, she was already performing at clubs and music festivals across Latin America. Valentina wasn't just a DJ. She was a rising star in Colombia's EDM scene. She toured in cities across Colombia, Chile, Brazil, Mexico, and Peru. Friends described her as full of energy, the kind of person who made every room brighter. On social media, she shared her love for music, her travels, and her growing relationship with a man named John Pulos. John Nelson Pulos was from Wisconsin, USA. He was older, in his mid-30s, and had met Valentina online in late 2021. At first, it was just chatting, but soon he was sending her gifts, money, and promises of a future together. John seemed charming, but behind the smooth talk was a man with red flags. He pressured Valentina into cosmetic surgeries, lip fillers, cheek enhancements, and even encouraged breast implants. He wanted her to look like his perfect woman, and he made sure she knew he was paying for it. Then came the control, the obsession. John was deeply jealous. He hired a private investigator to track Valentina's friends and movements. He questioned every man she talked to. He wanted total control. But Valentina's free spirit clashed with his controlling nature. Still, in January 2023, John flew to Colombia with serious intentions. He rented an apartment in Bogotá and talked about marriage. Valentina had doubts, but love, or what looked like love, kept her going. It would be the last mistake she ever made. John arrived in Bogotá on Thursday, January 19th, 2023. Security cameras caught him entering his Airbnb late that night, dragging behind him a blue suitcase, the very one that would later hold Valentina's body. The next day, January 20th, the couple argued. John arrived earlier than planned and got upset when Valentina said she couldn't meet. She had a party to attend. He was instantly jealous, but they made up. That evening, he helped her pack her things and move into the new apartment. She sent videos to her mom and friends, smiling and showing off their new place. Everything seemed fine. Around 3 a.m. early Saturday morning, the couple took a taxi to a nightclub in South Bogotá. Valentina had a small DJ set there. Cameras captured her doing what she loved most, spinning tracks, dancing, smiling. John stood nearby, watching, always watching. After the show, they chatted with club staff and then left together. It was the last time anyone outside the apartment would see her alive. Later that day, Valentina messaged friends saying she was staying in for the night. She planned to relax with her boyfriend, maybe order food, maybe cook. Nothing seemed off, until it was too late. On the night of January 21st, Valentina made a video call to her younger brother. She was lying in bed next to John. They looked happy, nothing alarming. That was around 9 p.m. That would be the last time Valentina was seen alive. In the early hours of January 22nd, inside that new apartment in Bogotá, something terrible happened. While the city slept, Valentina lay next to the man she thought she loved. She was still in her pajamas, likely already drifting off. But John Pulos had made up his mind. In a cold, calculated act, he wrapped a rope tightly around her neck and strangled her to death. The forensic report called it mechanical asphyxia. But let's be clear, he choked the life out of her. She never screamed, never fought. There were no defensive wounds. Everything suggests she was asleep or only just waking up when he attacked. But he didn't stop there. The autopsy revealed blunt force trauma to her head, bruises across her body, and most chilling of all, a burn mark on her lower back, possibly from a heated object. It's unclear if she was tortured before or after death. We may never know the full horror of what happened in that bedroom, but the truth is, Valentina died in pain at the hands of a man who wanted to own her, a man who couldn't handle rejection, a man whose love turned into a death sentence. By the next morning, Sunday, John was caught on camera again, this time carrying 2 large garbage bags and heading to the parking garage. Then he returned to the apartment. At 10 a.m., he came out again, this time wheeling a large blue suitcase, the same one he brought when he arrived, now wrapped in a gray blanket. Inside that suitcase was Valentina's body. John acted calm, methodical. He checked his surroundings, loaded the suitcase into a silver sedan, and drove off. At around 3 p.m. on Sunday, January 22nd, a sanitation worker near Bogotá Park made a horrifying discovery. He noticed a blue suitcase wrapped in black tape. The lid was slightly open, and from it a human head was poking out. Police arrived immediately. Inside the suitcase was Valentina's lifeless body, bruised, strangled, and dumped like trash. Her student ID and personal papers were found nearby in a black box, another strange move by the killer. Most murderers try to hide evidence, but not this one. John Pulos was now missing. All calls went to voicemail. The moment news of the murder hit the press, he deleted all his social media accounts. By Monday, January 23rd, Colombian authorities had one name on their suspect list, John Pulos. CCTV footage told the story. 300 hours of surveillance showed him entering the apartment with Valentina and leaving without her, only the suitcase. Digital clues helped too. Valentina had left her WhatsApp logged in on a friend's laptop. That friend found messages and a photo John had sent, posing with the same suitcase before flying to Colombia. Interpol issued a red notice. A manhunt began. On January 24th, police in Panama caught a break. John was found at Tocumen International Airport, trying to flee to Turkey. Authorities arrested him just in time. After his arrest, more disturbing details came out. Back in the US, John had a history. He was previously married with 3 kids and had a restraining order against him from his ex-wife for domestic violence. He was also known for obsessing over adult websites, sometimes spending 6 hours a day browsing, and had been messaging multiple women online under fake names, sometimes calling himself Magic Lord. His messages to one woman turned dark. After she rejected him, he replied, "That's enough reason for murder out of jealousy." John treated women like property. With Valentina, he thought money bought loyalty, and when she showed independence, it enraged him. That's why he killed her. Forensic experts concluded Valentina was strangled in her sleep, likely using a rope. She had bruises on her head, hemorrhages on her tongue, and burns on her body. She never stood a chance. John Pulos was extradited to Colombia, where he was officially charged with premeditated murder and evidence tampering. He denied everything, claimed he was mistreated during his arrest, and asked for legal protection. But the evidence was overwhelming: surveillance footage, messages, his escape attempt, his past behavior. Currently, John Pulos remains in solitary confinement in a Bogotá prison as prosecutors push for the maximum sentence, 50 years behind bars. A team of over 14 experts is working to ensure he never harms another woman again. Valentina Trespalacios trusted the wrong man. She believed she'd found love, but instead she walked into the arms of a predator. Her story is a chilling reminder. Behind the perfect social media smiles, behind the expensive gifts and big promises, danger can hide. Sometimes the person who says they love you most can be the one who ends your life. Let Valentina's story be a wake-up call. Stay smart, stay safe, and always trust your instincts. If this story moved you, hit that like button and subscribe for more gripping true crime cases. Tell us in the comments, what red flags do you think were missed?